Metal ceiling tins were all the rage in Victorian times, and they were used on the ceiling in pharmacies and hotels and even homes. Many of them were torn down and destroyed, but some of them, like these, were rescued and reused. This has been repainted. You can see it's painted in a dark charcoal color on the background, and it's highlighted with a glaze over the top so you can see all the detail work. But it's important to look on the back. What was added was a frame just to give it stability and also to keep from the metal edges from, cutting your fingers. So now you can add the magnets to it, but what was once on the ceiling of a pharmacy can now be a message board for your whole family to use. Welcome back to Lifestyle. We always like to give you tips and inspiration and also some projects to do. And whenever we're thinking about some how-to projects, we're always thinking about my good friend Justin Higginbotham of Designer Floors. He's my go-to guy. Anytime I'm going to be remodeling or doing any kind of projects around the house, I want to make sure that I talk with him. And I want to introduce you to him. Justin, so good. I told you earlier I was talking about you and I said Justin Timberlake. And I said I would not introduce you as Justin Timberlake. I was over at the studio the other day. You guys have a fabulous showroom.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about the showroom. What do you have? I know you can't name everything, but just tell me a little bit about that. And what is Designer Floors?
Well, we started off just as a flooring store, but have really transformed into a one-stop shop. So, of course, we do flooring, all types, but if you're also looking for cabinets, countertops, custom window treatments, anything that's going to go inside of your house, we can help you with. Okay,
because I know you've got the barber cabinets over there right now. You have so many displays set up. Carpet is one thing. Gone are the days of the old scratchy Berber carpet. I mean, people are looking for something that still has that lifetime warranty, but they're looking for something soft. Now, you've got something called Silk Strand over there, and you didn't even know I was going to talk about this, but really tell me a little bit about that Silk Strand, because I couldn't believe there was a lifetime warranty. I mean, to the point where you could pass it along if you sold your house.
It does have a transferable warranty with it. The product is made by Mohawk, and they have their Smart Strand line. They partnered with DuPont to come out with this particular fiber, and it's a brand new fiber. The silk line of that is just the softer version of it. As far as the warranties are concerned, Mohawk teamed up with the Dallas Zoo a couple years ago.
Oh yes, tell me about the rhino.
For the past 2 years, they did one summer where they put a piece of carpet in an elephant pen, another summer they put it in a rhino pen. Left it in there for a little while, had it up on YouTube where people could log in and watch, and after some time pulled out the carpet. They cleaned it only with hot water. They recommend that you only use a hot water extraction method with that carpet, and afterwards it looked brand new. So certainly anytime someone comes in, and when I'm talking to them about what their needs are for their carpet, anytime they say they have pets or kids, automatically point them that direction.
Because the pets and the kids just go in the same category. No, because they're going to make a mess. Well, what's funny is if you go out to the showroom out there on Highway 100, you can actually see they have a piece of the carpet that was in the rhino pen with the little rhino that sits on top of it. But I will be honest with you, I had no idea about the rhino. I chose it because it felt like silk on your feet. That was just absolutely fabulous. Anyway, I got us so off where we're supposed to be going. We're talking about tile today. And one of the things that you talk about is it's so important. Oh, you're the underlayment guy. You're all about what goes underneath, not the beauty. Denise, let's get off of that. What goes underneath? Tell me about how you like to layer and get ready for that tiling.
Well, anytime that we are getting ready to install tile on the floor, there's a couple different underlayments that are on the market. The one that I prefer is called Dietra. It's made by a company called Schluter. In my opinion, they make by far the best products on the market for underlayments and waterproofing, and they're the only products that we use on our tile jobs.
Right, because you don't want people coming back later saying that there was a problem.
Right, we definitely like to avoid problems.
Yes, exactly. And you always want to do the job right, and you've shown us how to tile. Now, we've got a image here that we want to show, and tile choosing the right tile for the job is really important. Tell me about this product that you use.
This here is an exterior patio that we did where the customers wanted a slate tile. One of the things that was really fun with this job is getting away from just a very boring generic look where you just have tile in rows. So anytime that we can incorporate patterns into our jobs just really makes the whole project a lot more interesting.
And what is that product that you use there?
That was just a slate tile. We had it in a couple different sizes and we came up with a pattern that the homeowner liked, which that's one of the other things that I really encourage people to do. If you're going to remodel your house, whether it's in the kitchen or a bathroom, don't just go with the same thing everybody else does. Spice it up. So certainly research different patterns that are out there, and with the internet there's a huge variety of patterns out there for you to see. So several different manufacturers on their websites, whether it's Dow Tile, I know Crossville Tile also has it on their website, where they'll show you up to 100 different patterns that you can choose from for your tile installation. Also, if you're looking to renovate part of your house and you're running out of ideas or you don't have any ideas yet, check out Pinterest. There's always a lot of good ideas on there for you to use.
And you're really encouraging homeowners to not be boring. Don't do the same thing that everybody else, because there's so many tiles to choose from, and you certainly have plenty to choose from at the showroom as well. We have another image that we're going to show where you have done, this is so pretty. I love how you use different textures here.
This right here is an example of where you can put a medallion into a floor. This is actually a job that a friend of mine did, but you can get the medallions made, either custom ones or they have some prefabricated ones. And as you're ready to do your floor, they just really help make the whole job pop,
and it
just
really
looks a lot different. It does.
What is the texture of that medallion? Because I know you encourage people to even use wood medallions.
You can use wood for that one there. Most of the floor is marble, and then I believe that medallion was made out of tumbled stone.
Oh, okay. Oh, that was beautiful. So that was a tumbled stone. Now, whenever you do put something like that in, I know you're always recommended to us to be sure that we do a sealant of some kind. You can do a penetrating sealer, or what would you recommend when you've got two different, you got a polished and then you had a stone? What do you do in that situation?
Well, anytime you're dealing with natural stones, you definitely want to seal the natural stones.
Now, with what? What would you?
For starters, just a penetrating sealer.
Okay.
The other option that you can use is an enhancing sealer, which that's going to give it more of a wet look. The only time that I really point people in that direction is if they're using travertine and they're wanting just to change the color up a little bit. Because
that really enriches the color, doesn't it? So there's two different sealants there as well. Okay, that really helps. And then we've got another home that you did. This really is a beautiful, it's got a lot of movement.
This is a foyer that we just finished out close to the store. They really wanted something different, so we did a border work around the outside of it with 18 by 18s, and then we did a mosaic band that had glass inserts that really just helped pick up some of the art that they had in the house, as well as some of the wall colors, and just really pull everything together. The center of that foyer, we used 12 by 12 tiles and installed those on a diagonal, so that once you really stood back and looked at it, especially from overhead, or when you first walk into the front door, it just really caught your attention and just really changed that foyer dramatically.
In an entryway like that, you want to be sure that you have a wow factor when you walk in. But what I liked about it is you used the same product, but in one instant it was a 12 by 12 on a diamond, and then you turned, and how big were the other pieces?
The outside perimeter were 18 by 18s.
Right, so it was the same product, but what you did to switch it up was to use the 12 by 12s, turn it on a diamond, and then you use the other on the perimeter. Now, you also used a mosaic. Was that in the same product?
Correct, it's the exact same product line, and they had it where you could get a glass insert inserted in there as well. And it really just made that whole job a lot more interesting, and once we were done, the homeowners just absolutely loved it.
Well, you're always so passionate about it, and one thing I love is that you just can't stand it when people do something boring. I mean, when you walk in like, oh, we need to tear that out. They would tear that out. Well, we've got another home that you made somebody very happy. Tell me about this.
This is the overhead view of that foyer.
Oh,
so
pretty.
it gives you a little bit better glimpse of it. With those particular tiles, you really have to look close to see the pattern there. The picture really doesn't do it justice compared to if you're standing there in person.
Now, Justin, am I seeing glass tiles in
Those
there
are
as
the glass.
well? Oh, okay, so you've mixed in the glass
Correct.
to give it a little bit of sheen. See, I think you need a little bit of glam in every room in your home. So you might want to add a little bit of glass, maybe something a little bit polished. I mean, don't you think we need a little glam everywhere?
Absolutely.
Well, one thing that I want you to talk about is this product. I ask you specifically because when you go to buy the tiles, you choose a tile. It's a big terracotta. It's lovely. It's very, very thick. But then you have another tile that's very thin. Maybe it's only 1/4 inch thick. How do you marry the two? Because you don't want one to look sunken and one to be built up. So you've got a perfect solution. Tell me about this product.
Well, the two products I have here are other products that are also made by Schluter. Both of these we can use anywhere in the house. So since they're waterproof, we can use them inside of your shower if you're doing a mosaic band in there, whether it's thin glass and you're marrying that up to larger format tiles. Then whether it's this band here, which is pretty thin, or if you need to build it up a little bit more, they have the Curdy board here, which as you can see, this is very thin. It's only about 3/16 of an inch thick. So it just really helps, and it's also rigid, so once you put it up and you put those tiles up against it, it just really helps you to have a flat surface that you're working with, so that mosaic band doesn't have a wave to it.
Oh, right. So this keeps it, because if you were just building it up with your material on the back, is it mastic?
If inside of a shower, you can use Thinset.
So if the Thinset, a lot of people will do that. They'll try to build it up with the Thinset, but the problem is you end up with the wave.
Not only do you get a wave to it, but also what just makes it a headache on the installer is if you really try to build that out just in one step, once you start pushing those smaller tiles in, you have that excess Thinset start oozing out through all of the grout lines.
Ooh, squish.
So then you're having to go through and spend extra time to clean out all those little areas before you can grout the tile. So this is just something that just eliminates that, just really speeds up the process and makes the installer's life easier.
I was going to say, then your installer is not mad.
Exactly.
Which would be you. Oh, it's so fun. Well, if you need some help with whether you're looking to remodel, add some tile, maybe you're wanting to add some carpet, you need some new cabinetry. I've used their barber cabinets over there as well. Listen, you can always look Justin up, because Justin, you're always available and you'll help anybody with their selection. Also, you've got designers on staff as well, Louise and as some others as well. So you can show them around the showroom. I mean, you don't mind them giving you a ring, do you?
No, absolutely. Especially when you come in, if you ask for me, whether I'm there or not, because a lot of times I'm out on job sites, checking just to make sure everything's going smoothly. But if you come in and get my card, my cell phone number's on the card, so you can always reach me. Well,
I love that, Justin, because you're always available for folks, and Designer Floors is just the best place to go when you're looking for a really big selection. Well, I wanted to show you some of the girls over at Muse Boutique. I had to show off these bracelets because they're really making me think outside the box. I don't normally wear a lot of bracelets, but if you are looking for bracelets in about the $20 range, hey, you want to go over to Muse Boutique on West End or in Cool Springs, because they always have the best selection. They're always trending. Well, coming up, we've got party favors that we're going to hand out. This is my favorite part of the show. We get to make a toast. That's all coming up when we come back.